How's it, Bongani?
Good.
Yeah, like being here with you today. So I'm Nick Muller. I'm from Fezile Dabi District Municipality. I'm the MMC for LED tourism and infrastructure at the district municipality.
Hey, can you just share with us the vision that you have as the MMC specific to tourism infrastructure, and how would you describe your vision for the municipality? Also include how do you balance the priorities of economic development, tourism and infrastructure to ensure cohesive growth in the district?
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, you know, the vision that I have for the district municipality, or in the can I say the portfolio that I serve, is really all three of those key points talk to each other. If you start looking at your tourism sector and so forth in the area, it's really taken a bit of a knock regarding poor infrastructure, the roads, etc., accessibility to get it, which has also had an effect on our local economic development. So my vision would be to really just see a improvement and a joint, can I say, taking hands between local municipality, provincial government and district municipality in really just improving that, you know, and the spin-off of that would obviously be beneficial to the communities that they serve.
So can you just share with us some of the key initiatives or projects that you've initiated that would greatly benefit the communities in and around Fezile Dabi?
Yeah, cool. So obviously on the infrastructure side of things, we've had a few projects that we've been facilitating with it. It's not originally, they weren't actually our projects. We inherited them from a local municipality who could not they couldn't handle the projects at that stage, and rather than letting the projects you know, be taken to a different district or a different province, we stuck up our hands to say, as a district municipality, we don't want to see these funds be taken elsewhere and not allow our communities to be benefited from them. So there was or there is currently some upgrades of pump stations, mostly in the Mafube area or local municipality. There's been boreholes that have been drilled for water supply. There's some roads that are being upgraded, sewer lines that are actually currently in a very, very poor state, that needed to be can I say replaced, and which are currently being replaced and repaired. It's not like your standard sewer lines where you'll have just underground. It's actually bridges over rivers and so forth that have probably reached their end of life and need to be replaced. So yeah, that's some of them.
Let's speak specifically to the boreholes, because they were a bone of contention for a while now. What prompted the municipality to initiate that project, and how does it benefit the community of Mafube?
So the boreholes speak directly to the Tweeling community. Again, it was an inherited project that was inherited, or that we kind of took over to assist the local municipality in making sure it happens and gets the project done. The original reason behind the boreholes was to have water sustainability. The Lesotho Highlands water project, which currently supplies the town of Tweeling, was shutting down for maintenance. So this was an initiative by the Department of Water and Sanitation to make sure that there would be consistent water supply during this time. And that was the main reasoning behind the MIG grant that we then took over and tried to assist in making sure it happens.
Let's move over to economic development and job creation. I think those are some of the very key areas that one would look at and see as a political party would actually look at as a success. What are the the key areas of development in terms of job creation and economic development in and around the districts that you guys have initiated? Yeah.
So I think the important thing to remember when it comes to job creation and us as a district municipality, it's not our core function to create jobs, but it's something that we have to create a healthy environment for. So again, coming back to infrastructure. Good infrastructure brings development, brings growth, brings tourism, brings so much spin-off. It's much larger than that, just that, and that's why as well we haven't in the past really been involved in too much infrastructure development. This was our first year where we received these grants to assist, and we're trusting for in the future to get more grants and to really build capacity to help develop and assist in repairing, say, certain infrastructure that needs repairs.
Part of the key development strategies that one can use as government, because we've gotten to learn that government cannot do it on their own. What are some of the partnerships that you have in the private sector that you've developed or that you are planning to have in also to try and enhance that space of job creation?
Yeah, I think public-private participation is key to success moving forward, and something that we are very grateful for in our district is the public-private participation that we are currently receiving, and with the companies that we have in our area, Sasol Firm being a major one, Rand Water, RDC, even some of the banks just jumping in and saying, how can we assist and how can we take hands to really just develop our district, and yeah, we are really starting to get momentum in that direction.
Part of the key contributing factors to the growth of economy is obviously tourism. And what are the strategies that you are bringing in forth to try and make Fezile Dabi a tourist area?
So one of the keys to developing in the tourism area or in our area is making use of the district development model. There's been some projects that have been identified as well by us as a district municipality, and some new initiatives that we're going to try and do in the new financial year. For example, training of tour guides. We're partnering with a company now, actually a NGO, to assist us in training of tour guides. It will be youth development to assist. There's a lot of youth sitting at home that has the skill set to do this. We've got the resources in our district. We've got great tourist attractions on our doorstep in Parys, areas like that, that's close to Joburg, close to economic hubs, and that will have a spin-off into the economic development in our area.
None of this would actually make sense if there wasn't some sort of transparency and accountability within the municipality. So how do you make sure that projects are implemented and executed on time within them? But obviously we'll also have to delve deep into the issue of the boreholes, which was a contentious issue. How would you then, as a municipality, address concerns and maintain public trust in that aspect?
Yeah, so one of the key things is exactly what you said: transparency. When you struggle on a site, or you struggle with a contractor, to be transparent about it and say, look, these are the challenges that we're facing. This is what we are doing to rectify this, and that comes to monitoring. A project's its success is only as good as its monitoring. One of the biggest problems that we identified in the past that would happen with projects from learning from other municipalities is where contractors get paid in advance, and the work doesn't get done, and then you hear of a contractor running away with the money, etc., like that. So one of the key things that I believe that's been really working well for us is we're monitoring progress on a site, paying after progress is proven. That way you have accountability, you have all of the, can I say, the key ingredients to a successful project. And at the end of the day, a contractor can't hand over a project that is not up to standard, because he won't be paid until that project is up to that standard.
So how does the municipality engage with residents to obviously gather input on or feedback on key developing initiatives, and can you also share some of the successes where the community was involved and the project was done, and there was some sort of a symbiotic relationship between the municipality and the community?
Yeah, so one of the projects that we undertook as a district municipality was where communities were complaining about poor lighting. We received a grant where we could facilitate with some LED lighting, and did like a partnership with local municipalities where we could supply the lights to them, and they could install the lights, and we obviously controlled and managed and made sure there was accountability with this, and really believing that not only benefited the community from a safety aspect, roads were lit up and are still lit up because of that, and also reducing electricity consumption, which we know is a big crisis in our country.
Lastly, your message to the community and the people of Fezile Dabi.
Yeah, so my message to the community would just be that us as the DA are there to make sure that funds that are allocated to serve the community must serve the community, and at the end of the day, that's what makes a good municipality, and from our side, that we are held accountable to make sure of that, and we want to hold accountable to make sure of that. So that's probably the best message that I have.
All right. Thank you so much, Nick.
Thank you for your time, Mongani.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for coming to visit.